Hey there, and welcome back to another Miraculous Ladybug Season 1 retrospective review, where I go through the older episodes of the show I didn't do reviews on originally, and give my thoughts on them. So next up on the agenda, we have Reflekta. Reflekta is one of those classic villains that returns again and again and again over and over, and now we get that origin. We've had a mixed bag so far with Season 1. Some episodes were better than I remembered them being, and some have been far, far worse, so let's hope this one is decent. So with all that being said, let's jump into it. So we start off the episode taking a look at school photo day. Man, that takes me back. Been a long time since I've had to deal with the agony that was school photo day. And the guy taking the photos, is this the guy that takes photos of Adrian for his modelling gigs, really? This guy is so in demand that he's working with the big brands, and yet he still has to come and do school photo days to pay his bills? Woof. Also, dude's blasting us full force with the Italian stereotypes, the over-the-top accent, a says spaghetti! It's like they brought in the two dudes from Lady and the Tramp.
He's a talking to me.
Okay, he's a talking to you. You the boss. Mamma mia.
Or they brought in Luigi from The Simpsons, or...
Treats you real nice here.
Hey, Salvatore, guess who's here? Mr. Cuculabanza and some real ugly kid.
The Super Mario Bros. Are taking the photos for the day. Still can't believe this. Says spaghetti! And of course, all the while, Marinette's freaking out because she's going to be in a photo with Adrian. Adrian! It's a class photo, yeah, and she probably wouldn't be next to him, but good enough for her. Honestly, stuff like this, it does make me question how she even got popular as a character amongst the fanbase to begin with. It's just, she's so sad. But of course, Alia's there to bring her back down to earth. Juleka and Rose then join the conversation, and it pivots into a discussion about how Juleka always seems to be jinxed when people take photos of her, and how it's happened for years and years. And for starters, we have Juleka actually speaking in this scene. At what point does it go from this, where she sort of mumbles but still speaks a lot, to at one point in the future of the show, her character only goes like... Tell me I didn't dream up that they basically make her a silent character later on the show. I didn't, did I? And then we get the evidence of her photo fails, that she is indeed rather unlucky in photos. In their previous year's class photo, for some reason, Max lifts up his hand, like, what the hell? Is he asking a question or something? Also, I get that there are sometimes time crunches for this sort of thing, but not that much. For God's sake. Why didn't they retake that photo to begin with? He has his hand up, obviously. It would be so quick to do so. Then there's another photo where a pigeon flies past her face in a photo with Rose, and another where Kim muscles her out of the way to do bunny ears behind Marinette, so that's 3 examples. 3 recent examples too. Although I think it would have been funnier to actually have stuff from her distant childhood to show this is a recurring problem. I think that would have completed the bit, but something tells me at this point in Season 1, they hadn't figured out her backstory, so I guess that would be the explanation as to why. Anyway, their class gets called up to do their photos, and the dude sorts them into rows based on height and all that. Do they usually put the shorties in the back? When I was in school, it was tallest people in the back. And on it goes. But here, it feels like they've split the shorties up between the top and the bottom, with the middle row for the talls. Like, is that how it's normally done? This dude's a professional? Is Australia the anomaly here? Anyway, this dude is the first actual adult character that absolutely just shuts Chloe down instantly. That was very refreshing. But he almost did forget Juleka, which was a bit of a shame, but hey, at least she gets to be in the center. But of course, the picture is out of whack because this dude doesn't know how to set up his picture by size apparently. And despite being a professional photographer that works with big companies and whatnot, he doesn't know how to balance his photo. Though in his defense, Ivan is roughly the size of a barge, so I get why it would be a struggle. And all the while, Chloe's going nuts, trying to demand her spot next to Adrian and muscle Juleka out of the way. But then, as they take the photo, the dude's battery dies, and he tells them to wait there and not move at all and goes off to get a new one. And so what does Juleka do? Does she stick around and wait for the photo? No! She decides to go to the bathroom, which allows Chloe to send Sabrina to sabotage her and keep her from the photo. And look, I don't mean to victim blame here, but I do have to say, this feels very much like a leopards ate my face moment. Why? Why, when you know for a fact that always something goes wrong when you have to take a photo, would you put yourself in this situation where there's a time crunch on you getting back in time? Even if she hadn't been locked in the bathroom, what if she just missed out because she was too slow to get back? Like, yes, Sabrina and Chloe can both go to hell here, but I just don't know. And the photo itself also just sucks hard too. Like, shit job from the photographer. He's just terrible. And then they go off to lunch, they find Julika locked in the bathroom, she runs off, she gets akumatized, and so she becomes Reflekta. And all the while, Marinette goes into the principal's office to try to delete the photo and force them to retake it. But of course, Chloe and Sabrina follow along, Reflekta turns up, she starts turning everybody into copies of her, although I feel like a bit of a missed opportunity to not have them also be mind-controlled to help her out. Realistically, how is she supposed to defeat the heroes? If she turns them into copies of herself, she can't get the Miraculouses. So really, her only power here is super strength and durability, which everybody has. So, nice one, Gabe. Adrian transforms into Cat Noir and is planning a sneak attack on Reflekta, only for Nino, for some reason, to act like the biggest idiot of all time and reveal he's there. Oh, Cat Noir's gonna save us! And what do you know? It ruins his surprise. Idiot! He deserves to get transformed for that. Leave him to die, Cat Noir. But anyway, Cat Noir, despite his dumbass friend almost ruining his plan, pretty much beats Reflekta instantly. He traps her with a basketball hoop, and let's be real, he surely has enough time based on that to just stand there, maybe punch her in the face, hit her with the stick, and figure out what her item is to free the Akuma. This would buy time for Ladybug to turn up after all and deal with that and reverse everything. And at the very least, it would temporarily stop her from using her abilities. I'm pretty sure they always seem to collapse when the Akuma leaves them, even if they don't de-transform straight away. So, yeah, guess Cat Noir's gonna get hit by the idiot stick today because... but what else is new, right? And he doesn't even finish the job. He turns his back and leaves to try to free the students from the school and move those lockers. And in the end, he just ends up getting transformed because he's an idiot. Bro, come on. Meanwhile, we witness a mutual game of blackmail between Marinette and Chloe. Marinette has the camera memory card, threatening to delete the school photo that Chloe is snuggling Adrian, so clearly that's a priceless artifact for her. And Chloe has footage of her doing so, trying to steal the memory card and therefore could get her in trouble. And realistically, knowing this school, the principal would just straight up expel her ass. So we've got a bit of a standoff until they're all distracted from hearing Reflekta calling out for Chloe. But I guess they didn't hear all the screaming and the chaos and the fighting and the loud crashes or anything from lockers getting tossed around. Nope, talk about selective hearing. But Marinette then snatches the memory card and Chloe's phone and escapes whilst Chloe's confronted by Reflekta and transformed as she tries to run away. Let's be real, this is not enough punishment for my taste, but it is what it is. Chloe really does suck. God, I'd forgotten how bad she could be. Marinette then escapes into the library and transforms into Ladybug. She confronts Reflekta, they battle, and Reflekta wears her down and is straight up going to defeat her and steal her Miraculous until Adrian inspires the mob of Reflectors to attack her and fend her off. Although I do have to wonder, like a lot of the shots from Reflekta, Ladybug has to legit dodge or she'd be transformed. But Hawkmoth had reordered her to take the Miraculous first. And whilst in the end she does go for the earrings, I still don't think this fight makes all that much sense. It looked cool, but, you know, if Ladybug had slipped, she would have been finished. And then there's no Miraculouses for anybody. Also, I think it was really interesting to see Ladybug get utterly outclassed in this, compared to Cat Noir, who originally had her beaten, but was stupid about it and got shot. Anyway, Reflekta leaves, and Ladybug, with Cat Noir in tow, but he has no powers because he's transformed, give chase to Reflekta, and enact Ladybug's new strategy of not facing Reflekta head-on, but using the idea of luring her to the TV station by broadcasting live, telling anybody who's been transformed to wear a disguise. So that way, the real Reflekta can be identified. Of course, the plan succeeds, they lure her, ambush her, they smash the bracelet. Only for it to be revealed that this wasn't actually Reflekta. It was Mayor Bourgeois. And instead of using his brain, that Ladybug winning and defeating Reflekta would change him back anyway, the mayor decided that betraying Ladybug and helping Reflekta on the promise of changing him back, a promise she would probably break, is the better strategy. Oh, what the hell is up with this Muppet? How do they redeem this dude at the end of season 5? Come on, he is a spud. Why would you even do this? How could you possibly be this selfish and stupid? Like, at this point, carry him up to the roof and throw this mole man off the building. What a clown. And so once again, Reflekta tries to transform Ladybug. Guess she just doesn't give a damn about what old Gabe has to say anymore then. Like at all, whatsoever. Damn, he really did miscalculate with this villain. But yeah, Cat Noir saves the day by jumping in the way, and since he's already been morphed, it's not like it can get worse for him. And so, lucky charm, and it's a camera with a decently powerful flash. They turn out the lights, they whip her ass in under a minute, noob, get good kid, and they fix everything yada yada, you know how it always goes. And then Marinette gives the memory card back to the photographer. It's all good, she doesn't get in trouble, hooray. I mean, she did lie about stealing it and just said he dropped it instead, you know. oh, it just conveniently fell out of your camera, even though these things kind of click in, but that's okay. And she even gets him to agree to take a different photo of her class in the park after school, for free, so that Julika can be in it. And they take it, and even better, they took the trash out of the photo too. So that means no Chloe, no Sabrina. Excellent. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you like to see. And that's where the episode ends. Honestly, a pretty decent episode, I guess. A unique fight with the, camera in the dark. But yeah, for me, the villain made not much sense. And they never really addressed that she wasn't even listening to Hawkmoth almost at all. But yeah. With all that being said, these have just been my opinions, and now I'd like to hear yours. What did you think of the episode? Did you like it, hate it? I'm curious for your thoughts, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know.